Welcome back to the Intentional Household Podcast. If you're stuck in the cycle of bedtime battles, toddler tantrums, or endless sleepless nights, you're not alone. There's a better way than just getting through the day exhausted. In this episode, I'm joined by Shantelle Alliman, certified sleep and behavior coach and founder of Blissful Babies Parent Coaching. Shantelle shares her expert guidance on bringing calm, structure, and better sleep back into your home with practical tools and a deeper understanding of both your child's needs and your own. Shantelle, tell us about Blissful Babies and what led you to becoming a coach for parents and behavior.
It started a long time ago. I started when I was only 10 years old, just old school, going to the mailboxes and just pulling all the tags off of the mailboxes, calling people, just saying, can I come and just basically hang out with your baby?
Wow,
I loved kids. At the park, my friends would be there playing with their friends, and I would be pushing the baby in the swing or catching the baby on the bottom of the slide. And so it was kind of a very natural progression, I would say. Started kind of with babysitting, led into more kind of taking the route of getting my early childhood education. And anytime I was in the home, I was happy. I felt I was able to really nurture the parents, the kids, and the family as a whole. But when I was in the daycare, there was something missing. It was like, I don't know, there was something more that I could do. There were a lot of restrictions, whether you can not have the kid sit on your lap or you can't hug the kid. And so for me, I was thinking, how do kids need that? Yeah, kids need love,
so hard, that
right?
part. Mm-hmm.
And so I realized in going through, I thought I wanted to be a teacher because everyone wants mainstream. Okay. It's like, you like kids, okay, you're a nurse or you're a teacher. Mm-hmm. It's very like, this is what you do if you like kids, right? Or you're a lawyer because you're very, you can respond well to things. But I knew I liked being in the house. So I said, okay, how can I continue on my path and do what I love? And that kind of led to my first, I would say, nanny job. And I moved to Montreal. I just got on a plane. I'd never been there before. And I found a client, and they really wanted the children to be disciplined. They wanted the children to learn and grow. And it wasn't just a babysitting job at this point. It was like I was helping raise these kids. And so in this is where sleep came in the mix, because we were traveling all over the world. We were going to Europe. We were going all places with time changes and this. And I realized we need sleep. I need sleep. The kids need sleep. And so I just started to learn more about sleep and the science behind sleep. And in that as well, people would comment about how, wow, the kids are so well behaved. But I found because I was in so many homes, it came naturally. Like, we need to sit at the table. We need to do this. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it was like more trial and error than actual just learning from textbooks. So I would learn from textbooks along the way, but the most was just being put into those different environments. And then where I became a coach is because there were more people that wanted it. So I said, how can I reach more people?
Okay.
How can I help more people? Rather than just staying with one family, I can put it online and help more and more people. And that's where Blissful Babies by Shantelle came into play.
Wow. It sounds very much like a natural progression for you, full of passion.
Yes. I love what I do. I love children. I love the clients. And I always say, when you lead with your heart, everything just comes. And so sometimes people say, well, how did you learn this? And I always get emotional because my grandma really, she gave me so much love. And so I always say, where do you learn it? It's like when you feel loved and there's no pressure, it's like, that's what kids want, and that's what clients want.
They do.
They just want to feel loved,
yes,
and supported and heard. And so that's, I would say, where it comes from. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I mean, it sounds like you've helped so many families.
Yes.
I'd love to talk about your success rate.
Yes.
And what you think makes your approach so effective.
My success rate, I always joke and say, because parents will always ask, well, what is the success rate? Mm-hmm. Because they want to ensure, I'm paying this amount of money. Will it be successful?
Yes.
And so I'm always very transparent with them. And I say my success rate is 120% for those who want to commit and follow through. I can't guarantee anything, but when it comes to sleep and discipline, if they show up and they listen to what I'm able to guide them in, and I'm able to listen to what they need, the success rate is 120%. It is possible.
So you're talking about the success rate with the parents.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So when it comes to success, we always have to look at the whole picture. And when I say the whole picture is children are children, there's different personalities, there's different issues that come into play. But when parents come to me, it's about talking to them, are you ready to change? Mm-hmm. And not only are you ready to change, a lot of the times the moms come, they contact me.
Okay.
So it's not only are you ready to change, but where's your partner? Is he also in the picture?
Good point.
Right? Because if one is trying to
Two
work on
parents.
tantrums and disciplines, and then a lot of the time it's the iPad.
Yeah.
They don't want to get the iPad, and either mom or dad are just giving it when the other one's like, I'm really trying to pull back. Let's go to the park. It takes two, right? And so I can never have just one parent on board. I need both parents showing up for the meeting and both parents continuing to show up and agree this is the change we want. If the baby's crying and we're doing a 5-minute timer, are both parents going to do it, or is one going to step in and say no after 2 minutes, it's too much, right? And so it's really making sure both parents are on board in order to get that success.
Ooh, that's such a good point. And really, for the value of time, you're like, okay, let's be real.
Yes.
I don't want to waste your time.
That's
don't
it.
want to waste my time.
Yes.
You both need to be involved. If there are two parents, we need both of you.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. And a lot of people appreciate the no BS approach because I would say I'm very big on it's no BS. It's like, this is the change you want. You came to me because you want change. So let's make it happen. And sometimes a week in or 2 weeks in, it's hard. It's like, this is really hard. Is this going to work? And I just remind them, why did you come?
Yeah.
Right? And just go back to the beginning and just kind of pull them in and say, it's going to be okay. It's going to be hard, but let's push through.
And I can imagine how there may be a little bit of convincing to that partner initially.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Especially if it's not the initial partner who signed up for it. Because remember, when you're going to change something, any behavior, whether it's sleep, tantrums, technology, there's going to be pushback. And so it actually ends up being more work, which is why so many people stay where they are.
Yeah.
It's easier to just give the iPad.
Yes.
Give them pasta for dinner every night, right? Not put vegetables on their plate. It's easier because then you don't have to have any pushback. And so I always say, do you want the change? And coach them because the parents need the support. They're coming because it's become hard.
Yeah.
But they also need that hand-holding. And I tell parents, anyone can go on ChatGPT. You can go on Google, TikTok. It's all there. The answers, what I do is out there. But it's about the hand-holding and the hug and to say you're safe. You're going to be okay and we're going to get through it.
Yes. And we could all use some hand holding.
Yes.
Because that's what really helps to lead to success.
That's it. It's totally it. And I always say, it's like even me, I have my own coach. And I always say, when you're paying for something, you're going to put the effort out there. Because you're paying, it's an investment, right? And so I do find as soon as if there's some people who reach out to me and I give them like a little 15-minute call and they're okay. But the ones that pay, that's when the success happens. Because it's like now I've just invested in myself and invested in my family and invested in my children. So those people that show up and make that payment, always a success. Always.
Oh, okay. I love that.
Yes.
So I know that you are big on communication.
Yes.
And using communication as a tool to success.
Yes.
So how early is communication essential with our kids?
I always say it starts from day one. Whether babies are babbling, they're hungry, they're getting cranky, they're getting tired, they understand. I even say to talk with them, talk them through, you're laying them down. Can I change your diaper? Right? And can I wipe your nose? And I always say when kids know what's coming and what to expect, you see they respond better. They feel safe. It's the same with us. If someone just comes and taps you and just starts maneuvering you, it's going to make you jump.
Yeah, that's startling.
It's startling. It's the same with a child, right? A new toddler, someone's coming over, grandma's coming over tonight. You're giving them that warning, the respect to let them know there's a change that's about to happen, right? Okay. We're going to start to clean up in 5 minutes. You're communicating, right? And then in turn, because you start communicating when they're very young, they start communicating with you. And so even babies can't talk yet, or toddlers are learning to talk, they then start to point, you would like that. And then you're also giving, so that kind of communication then turns into language. Okay. So then rather than crying, what is it that you would like? And help give them those words. And so when you relate it back to, I would say more babies per se, you're communicating, it's sleep time. And I always say some of it's nonverbal, the lights are shutting off. That's letting them know you're putting the sleep sack on. Okay, sleep is coming. So even nonverbal communication comes into play when it comes to communication.
Okay, I think that we often as parents underestimate how much our babies or our toddlers can understand.
Yes.
And I think quite often, especially when we have babies, we really think like communication doesn't even matter. Like, why bother saying this? Why bother saying, okay, I'm going to wipe your bum now?
Yes.
Because we just expect that they don't understand.
Yes.
But it's not like one day you're just going to start talking to them at a certain age.
That's it.
So you're saying just making it, starting from the very beginning.
Yes.
As if they are a person.
Yes.
Who understands you.
Absolutely. And you actually start to see that. You see the difference between parents who don't talk with their kids and parents who talk to their kids. Because the kids feel safe. It's like, and like I was saying, it doesn't have to be communicative, but they trust the parent.
Okay.
They trust both parents and they trust who's coming in because like you had said, you're talking to a baby and it feels funny at first. Like when my clients are in the other room and they hear me saying, oh, we're going to do this, or can I take your shirt off, or can I get you changed, or I'm putting you in the bath. They're like, how do you do that? I want to do that. And it feels strange at first.
Okay.
It really does feel strange because they can't communicate back yet.
Right.
So it just feels like, well, why am I just talking to a baby?
Yeah, because I'm sure I didn't do that.
No, this is it. Right? And so it's like you're just going through the motions, right?
Yeah.
And eventually your kids talk, they were okay, right?
Yep.
But I think when you'll notice earlier on less tantrums and less power struggles as they get to it.
Wow.
Because then they understand. So it's like when they're 18 months or when they're 1, it's like, hey, Tata, can you give me your shoe? And I always say it doesn't have to be the exact words. It's like Tata, or like you can kind of dumb it down so it's smaller phrases, but you start to see them early on really communicating and really getting it and just looking at you. Like with the diaper changes, when I say, okay, legs up, I'm changing you, their legs just shoot up.
Wow.
So it does become like you guys are communicating together. And when you see it click, you're like, oh, wow, they really understand what I'm saying.
So you're saying to the parents, just do it. Just
do
start.
It. Yes. Just start. Even if it feels funny, just start, because they are little people. They become like your little, you spend all day together, right? So just start talking. I'm putting the diaper, even little thing, I'm putting your diaper in the garbage. And then they get older. Can you put your diaper in the garbage?
Wow.
And so I remember diaper garbage. And there's 2 words and it's small. Like I always say, it doesn't have to be a big sentence, very simple. And that's better, like 2 or 3 words when they're young.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you think so many challenges or tantrums or behaviors come down to unclear communication?
I think oftentimes what I see is a lot of parents aren't confident in the way they're communicating.
Okay.
And so I always say, when you're saying, put your shoes on or else I'm going to leave, it's an empty threat.
Okay.
Because you can't leave if they don't put your shoe on. So where are you going? So I always say, when you're communicating, make sure whatever you're saying is something you can follow through with.
Okay.
So when you say the tantrums, it's like, why do tantrums exist? It's because number 1, the kids don't feel heard.
Okay.
And number 2, it's, did you prepare them for that transition, right? And what I often see is a lot of times the parents want to protect them. And so what happens is they eliminate any stress or any things that will set the child off.
Okay.
So it's like, rather than we need to leave the park, it's like, hey, let's go home and get a lollipop.
Okay, got it.
Right? And so it's a bribe to go home to get the lollipop.
Yes.
Why? Because the parents feeling anxious. Oh gosh, I don't want them to embarrass me. I don't want them to start crying. I don't want another power struggle. I just want to go home.
Okay.
So now you see they're using a distraction tactic.
Yes.
Rather than here's the lollipop. It's like, right? And you've probably have done that before.
100%. Let's get the ice cream.
let's leave the park and get the ice cream.
Yes.
Right? Hey, there's ice cream at home. Meanwhile, there still has to be dinner, but we're just going to talk about the ice cream.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so where does the power struggle come from? The parents don't often want the meltdowns. So they'll do whatever it takes. But I said, it's okay for kids to be upset. So rather than avoiding the meltdown, you're going to be sad too. Maybe you're out dancing and you're having fun and you don't want to go. There's been times where you don't want to stop the fun. And so it's the same with kids. Sometimes we think that they're robots and they don't have emotion. I see you're upset. You don't want to leave the park. What about 5 more minutes? I'm going to put my timer on.
Okay.
So now they're actually, they know they have 5 minutes and then they're going to hear it. Beep, beep, beep. They're actually getting a little thing. Okay, that now signals their body it's time to go. But then you've also respected them.
Okay.
You've let them know, okay, would you like 5 more minutes? You've communicated 5 minutes, whatever you communicate. And then they feel they have a little bit of control. Because tantrums come from control. Okay. When kids feel out of control, they melt down. Yes.
Okay, so you're saying don't use the lollipop.
Yes.
Or the ice cream as a distraction.
Exactly.
Okay, deal with it.
Yes.
The time being.
Yes.
So that they can deal with their emotions, let it out.
Yes.
You sort it out.
That's it.
Okay.
And it's okay. I always tell parents, it's okay for kids to be sad. It's okay for adults to be sad. We can cry. We can be upset. Of course, they're having fun. They're chasing, Billy Bob came to the park and they're having fun. They don't know the next time they're going to see that friend maybe, right? They're in the middle of a game. So it's like, okay, the next time somebody gets tagged, then we're going to go. Because it's just acknowledging what it is while still acknowledging they feel upset. And that's okay. I see you're upset. I see you're crying. Are you right? And let them also, they might say how they feel. I'm so mad that I have to leave. And they can be mad.
Okay.
They can be mad.
Crying.
Yes.
Why do you think parents are so afraid to let their kids cry? Or why do you think it's so hard for them to deal with the crying?
a lot of it comes down to how they feel, right?
Yes.
And so, because kids cry, right? And so, but it's very triggering. If you're in the grocery store and a kid starts screaming, even a baby, right? Because babies cry, and when we feel that, it's survival. We are supposed to react when we hear someone crying. Even if, just think of an adult crying outside, we're gonna feel, oh my gosh, we're gonna feel that, right? And so when you come back to crying and why parents are afraid of it, it's how they feel inside. They hear crying and who's staring at me, right? I give the example of going out for dinner. I believe children should be able to sit at a table for dinner when they're going out for dinner. There's been people where they're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna look at me. And it's okay. Like, I always say practice that during less busy times.
Okay.
But they're allowed to be upset at the table. And we as a society now, I feel like we don't like to hear crying. People get annoyed, right? You just give them the iPad. And so then we feel judged rather than supported, right? Your kid's having a tantrum in the grocery store, people are staring at you rather than supporting you. Okay. Imagine if we turned it and said, you got this, mama.
I know.
Right?
Because that is how I feel.
Yes.
When a child is going through a tantrum in the grocery store.
Yes.
And you can see that the mom is struggling. I want to say to the mom, like, I feel you,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Like, yes.
But they don't. Instead, they look, they stare, they judge.
Yeah, and they want to leave. The mom wants to leave as soon as possible.
Exactly, which then stops the tantrum.
Yeah, okay.
But I always believe in let the tantrum happen.
Okay.
It's okay. They're kids. They fit in the society just as much as we do. And so although it's uncomfortable, once you allow it to happen 2 or 3 times and then teach them ways to communicate rather than screaming, but not in the middle of the tantrum. Because if you've ever dealt with a child in a tantrum, they're off. They've already shut off. So we're not going to say, hey, start trying to coach them. Now's not the time.
Okay.
Let them get through it. And then after, how could we have handled that? We talk about it afterwards.
Now, during a tantrum,
yes,
are there any things that we as the parent can do to support them?
So I always say during the tantrum, you become grounded.
Okay.
So it's actually the parent's job to be this calm place because the kids are already tantruming. So it's our job to breathe and become grounded and just say, it's going to be okay.
Okay.
And you can put them in a safe space. Make sure you're not going to let them scream in the middle of the grocery store. So guide them, head out, but allow them to, whether they're in the car screaming, allow them to get the tantrum out because it's not a bad thing to scream.
Okay.
But then that comes down to, effective communicating. Because if a 2 or 3-year-old or 4-year-old is screaming, let's give them the tools so that they can talk through it. They don't have to use the screaming and crying because at the end of the day, a 4 or 5-year-old screaming in the middle of the store, have we taught him or her those skills so they don't have to scream? And also, I always say, set it up. So if you're going toy shopping or if you're going to the park, ahead of time, let them know, we're going to the grocery store, this is our list. And it actually is very handy.
Yes.
Do you see it on our list?
Okay,
not next time, but let's add it to our next list.
Okay.
And that actually really does help. Or it's same, you're going to the toy store, which is a hard one, to get a birthday present for Sally.
Yes.
Hey, we're going to the toy store. We're going to get a present for Sally. Who are we getting a present for? Sally. Okay, maybe there's something you want. Let's add it to your birthday or Christmas list.
Okay.
But what are we going to the store for? A present for Sally. Oh, what are we going to get Sally? And then when their eyes light up, when they enter the toy store, oh, I want this. Okay, let's add it to your list.
Yep.
They feel so heard, it's gone.
Okay.
It's like, let's put it, and even in the moment, add it to the list. I have it on the phone sometimes when I have the kids and I say, okay, I'm adding it to your list.
Yes.
They're going to forget about that Nerf gun right away. The
Nerf
gun's gone. They don't even remember it. And it's not to say, we'll always go back to the list to say, is this still what you want? But usually it's like, I see it, I want it. Right?
I feel very validated right now because those are strategies that I do.
Yes.
And they help. And so I'm happy to know that this is something that you encourage.
Yes, I love that. And you find it helps.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
That's it. They feel heard.
Yes.
They feel heard and you're pre-prepping them to go into these environments.
Yes. And it has helped.
Exactly. No, I love that.
Can we go back to dining out for a second?
Yes.
Because I know that, like, especially in our family, we don't dine out very often.
Yes.
Because 2 of our kids have a really hard time sitting. They're running around. But it's something that we would like to practice.
Yes.
So you mentioned going when it's less busy.
Yes.
Do you have any other strategies or suggestions on how to ease into the skill of dining out?
So I always say, whatever you do at home, whatever you do in private is going to show in public.
Okay.
And I truly believe that. So some parents...
Okay, very scary for some families.
Very scary. And so I always say, it's not time to practice your dinner skills taking your kids to the keg at 7 p.m.
Okay.
That's not the time to be practicing how we sit still and behave at a table. And so I always say, okay, how are they eating at home? Do you have a family dinner? Are they sitting up? Are there no iPads and no TVs around? And then as it's coming into practice, say, hey, we're going to go to this restaurant and lead up to it and say, okay, this is how we're sitting here. When we go to the restaurant, can you show me that that's what we do? I believe in bringing crayons, little notepads. I don't believe in any technology at the table, but I do like their hands like to keep busy, right? And so it's like once children know that once we get to the table, we sit down, we order, and we model that behavior, and we acknowledge they're still children. They're going to test. It's hard for them to sit. But once children, I would say 2 are up, there's no reason why they can't get through an hour meal.
Okay.
And another thing I've also suggested is no technology before. Because when you're giving technology before shutting the technology, you're heightening them. Okay. So you're setting them up to be explosive. Are they hungry? Is another thing. Don't go when the children's so hungry. They're smelling things.
And they can't wait for the food.
They can't wait for the food.
Okay.
And so that's another big thing. Give them a little snack before.
Okay.
Not a huge one, but make sure they're not hungry. How do we feel when we're hungry? Right?
Okay.
And so there's little things like that, those little tricks, and it makes all the difference. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Don't go in when they're hungry. Just like we can't, it's hard for us when we're hungry. The waiting when you're hungry and you're in this environment with no technology around, you're having to sit up, you're having to perform, it's hard on these children. So I would say make sure you set them up. Give them a little snack before, no technology 30 minutes prior, and talking about it on the way to the restaurant.
Okay.
What are we going to do? What are you excited for? How do we sit at the table? And get them to, can we list 3 rules that we do when we're at the table?
Okay.
And that helps them feel a part, and they each have a rule. So then it's like, okay, and if it's not happening, can we nicely remind each other? So then they feel that they're also going to remind you, daddy, and the other ones. So let them also play in a part. If mommy does this, can you remind me?
Oh, I love this.
Right? Because then they feel like you're not just watching them, they're also watching you. Oh, if I slurp with my straw, can you just remind mommy that's not what we do with our straw? Because then they're also now on guard watching.
Okay.
Right? They feel like they're an active participant in the dining experience.
Okay. And I mean, I'm seeing that it comes down to communication.
Yes.
Setting the expectations in advance and communicating to them.
Yes.
What you expect and how they can be successful.
Exactly. And the thing is I always say kids are smarter than we think, right? And so it's like, this is how I expect you to behave at the table and holding them accountable. Okay. I want to be able to do these things. Daddy wants to be able to do these things. So let's be able to do this so we can go out more and make it a fun experience and then praise them at the end. Okay. Hey, I noticed you did that. I'm so proud of you.
Wow.
Because kids want praise, right? Or even in the middle, wow, you're sitting so nicely. Okay. Or I love, another thing I encourage is let them order. Let them circle what they want. Ooh. And they need to start at the age of 3 or 4. Please, can I have?
Okay. They're communicating to the server.
They're communicating to the server.
That's so great.
Yes. And so also that, oh, wow, I love how you asked. I love how you used please when you ordered that.
Wow.
And that helps them. They're feeling like it's an experience, right?
A nice boost of confidence.
Totally, which we all want, right?
Okay. Yeah, we do. Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yes.
This is so great.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Now, you observe family dynamics and you coach parents directly.
Yes.
So why is it that you focus on the parents first?
I always focus on the parents because children come as blank slates, right? Okay. Right? There you have personalities and stuff, but they're still new in it.
Okay.
Where parents, they've been here 25 years, 30 years plus. Some of my clients 55 or 60. They have their habits, right? Yeah. They have their things they enjoy. They have their things, how they want things, right? The shoes have to be this way, where children are more moldable. And so I always say how we respond is how the children will respond. So if we start to get flustered, if we start to get anxious.
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask about.
Yes.
And like how our own, say, anxieties can affect our kids and their behavior.
And that's it. And they affect it greater than we think, right? Okay. Whether we're scared of water, whether we're scared, whatever it is, we put those fears on our children without even realizing it. Okay. And then be careful. I always say the park example, when the children are learning to climb. Mm-hmm. If you're nervous, no, you're going to fall. That then puts that nervousness onto the child. Okay. Right? My rule is if they don't know how to use it on their own, they're not allowed to use it.
Yes.
Right? Okay. And so that eliminates that. But if they are able to use it, there's no reason why we can't stand behind them, be there supporting them from behind and letting them know, let's try this another time. Let's go try another thing that is more age appropriate. Okay. So then they don't feel like they're nervous and you don't feel nervous because they're climbing on this big, big structure. But when it comes to that, it's important to calm themselves down. You were asking why I need to work with parents first. It's because they are the ones who usually set the triggers in their children or set the anxieties in their children, right? And so I was actually talking to my friend's grandmother a few days ago, and she's in her 70s, and I said, what did you do with sleep? I was very curious because I said old school mentality is you would put the baby down and the baby is going to cry a little bit. And so she was saying this new way of parenting is like bubble parent. It's like very helicopter parenting. And it's like, just let the kids be kids.
Okay.
Just it's like we're putting all our anxieties. And she's like, the kid's going to go down. I'm not going to rock the thing all day. I have things to do. I need to hang the laundry. And so the kids just became a part of my life. But now it's the parents becoming a part of the kids' lives.
Yes.
We do everything for our kids, right? Sporting activities, you have to be around, you need to be available, and it's like all about the kid rather than they came into your life. How can we live together? How can we allow them to enter into our world while still helping them in their world, right? And so it's important for parents to work through their own deep, deep desires and issues and anxieties so we don't pass those on to our children. And it's okay, we all have things that set us off. But it's about, okay, the baby's crying at night. I get so nervous. I'm sweating. What can I do? And it's just about grounding yourself and understanding, okay, why is the baby crying? Okay. Or why is the child having the tantrum? Or why are these outbursts happening? And usually it comes down to how mom and dad are reacting. That's enabling those tantrums to happen.
Because if we are a mom, like to a baby, the baby can feel our anxiety.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
If they can't sleep and then we're frustrated, the baby is going to get more frustrated if we're feeling anxious.
That's it. And I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where either a baby or a toddler, you've been with them all day and you're frustrated. And then you come home and either wife or husband comes back and you hand the baby over and the crying stops immediately. And it's like, what? I've been trying all day to stop this baby or child from tantruming. Why? It's a shift in energy.
Okay. So if, say, that parent hadn't come home yet.
Yes.
And we don't have anyone to hand them over to.
Yes.
Is it just we need to check ourselves?
Yes.
And take a deep breath?
That's it.
And calm ourselves?
That's it. It's like taking a deep breath. And I always say, as long as the baby or the child's in a safe space, it's okay. And sometimes we think we can't be vulnerable with our children. And I actually think it's very important to be vulnerable. Mommy needs some space right now.
Okay.
Daddy needs some space right now. The loud spinning you're doing, it's really frustrating me.
Okay.
And I just need you to stop doing that or go to another room or you remove yourself. Mommy's just going to go take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I will be back. And if they follow you, mommy needs to breathe. Please respect my space.
Okay.
And allowing that, because I think that's the thing. We feel bad. We feel like we need to, after 2 or 3 now, kids don't nap. So it's like, oh my gosh, I have to be stuck. After 3, it's like, what are you going to do? You're home all day.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I remember that transition being hard, thinking like, what? I'm not going to have any downtime?
This is it. And then another thing that leads into this, what I tell parents is you don't have to be on for 12 hours a day. Okay. You don't have to be on for 14 hours a day. We need to start implementing quiet time. I always say when they're done napping, that doesn't mean you're on all day. They still need to go and quiet their brain as well. And we need to quiet our brain. And so we've just gone to the park. We've gone to the splash pad. We've gone to the zoo. Okay, it's 2:00. We're all taking an hour. And that hour, technology free. And you give them a safe space, whether you want to read, they want to read, whether they want to do a puzzle or play quietly with some blocks. Every day, everyone needs quiet time.
And so they can be in their room?
Yes.
Okay, and let's just say they keep coming out.
I always say start with 5 minutes.
Okay.
For children who've never done this, which is what I deal with.
Okay, it's a skill again.
It's a skill. Okay. It's a skill. So we start with 5 minutes, and sometimes you don't even have to. Mom is just right here, and letting them know because a lot of the time they want to be close to you.
Okay.
They don't understand, right? Hey, do this. Mom's going to be back in 5 minutes. Hey, do this. Daddy's going to be back in 5 minutes. So then they feel like, okay, you're not just leaving them, and go back. Say, could you finish this? I can't wait to see it. I'm going to be back in 5 minutes. I'm just going to go do this. Go back. Gradually make it 10, 15. What happens? And it's funny. There's an aha moment, and all of a sudden it's like, where's Ben? Ben's been playing for 45 minutes on his own. And it's like, it's this little aha moment. And it's like, wow. Because they then start to enjoy that time. And they feel safe and secure. I don't need mommy and daddy beside me.
Okay.
I have my safe space. Right? And I always say, make sure you don't have markers around. Or make sure you've trained markers, diaper cream, lotion.
No, that's great. Because my kids have cushions that they play with.
Yes.
And my son has some everyone has some markers in their room.
Yes.
And my youngest, on one of his cushions, there were some nicely drawn circles.
Yes.
And the other night I said, where did these come from? He said, I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Never.
I said, was it you? It wasn't me. It was like, okay, we all know it was you. Yes. And as everyone else came into the bedroom, they saw them. They said, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, the markers. Yeah.
This is it. So what I always say is never teach them, right? So, instead of, wow, you did some circles. Mm-hmm. So rather than reacting, wow, you did some circles on the cushions. Next time, instead of doing circles on the cushions, here's some paper.
Okay.
And put it in, I always say, put it in a separate area. It's not worth tempting them.
Okay.
So here's the markers and here's the paper. So next time you want to do some O's or some drawing, it's going to be over here.
Okay, that's great.
And then you've taught them without pushing it in them. Why did you do this? Mm-hmm. But still allowing them to know, I'm glad you grabbed some markers, but let's do it on paper next time because it's important they understand.
Yes.
This is a cushion. This is a wall. Markers don't belong on that. But you don't want to make them feel guilty.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So communicate to them the expectations for next time.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's it. And that's it.
And you mentioned technology free.
Yes.
And so that includes the TV.
That's
right?
it. That includes the TV.
Okay.
TV's off.
Okay. Because I think that often can be confused.
Yes.
For some people, they think downtime is laying on the couch and watching TV.
Often it's, they have quiet time. Well, what are they doing on their quiet time? I'm giving their iPad for an hour. Or, hey, they just watch a movie. Their brains are still stimulated. It's like mindless thinking. Is there a time and a place for technology? Absolutely. I say 1 to 2 hours on weekends, and during the week, 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh, thanks. That's a great guideline.
Yes. And so no problem. I'm not against technology. I just think if we put it in windows and put a limit, it's going to help the children and the parents. They understand, here's your timer. They still feel it. But for me, quiet time is technology free.
Okay, it's different.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. It always helps when people have some sort of guideline that they can work around.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's really helpful.
Yes.
Let's talk about discipline.
Yes.
And punishment. I know a lot of us grew up with a lot of punishment, but it seems like that is not the effective strategy.
Yes.
These days. So how can we deal with discipline or an alternative to punishing?
Yeah, so I always say with the difference between discipline and punishment is like discipline, right? You're going in and it's like connecting before we correct.
Okay.
Right? And so it's very important that we connect with the child first. Connect with whoever you're about to put that in with, right? Teenager, child, toddler. You must connect, right? And so discipline is like, okay, you've done it, right? And a punishment is like, okay, I'm going to spank you, or when your son drew on the thing, yelling at him for doing it. Rather than, that made mommy upset. This, like, mommy and daddy, we bought this, right? We got this for you. We all enjoy it. Where can we use the marker instead? They're a part of the punishment, right? And the discipline. So it's like, rather than just slapping them, or like back in the day, a lot of people use spanking, but there's no teaching.
No.
Right? You're just, you did this, let's punish you with a spank.
Yes.
And what do they learn from that? To then hit their brother because they didn't like something? They're not getting anything from that spank, right?
Right.
So it's important when we come to discipline.
Just pain.
Just pain.
Yeah.
They are in pain. And so they do, listen, they do think about
Yeah.
it when they see the hand, like, ooh.
Yeah.
But it's not actually teaching them to not draw. They're just more sneaky, right? So just not getting caught. And so when it comes to discipline, it's just consistency and boundaries and watching them. I think sometimes parents think they can just send the kids off and they're just going to know, right? Oh, they're going to know this is the expectation. But did anyone teach them that? And not only that, are you guiding them? Are you watching? Are you saying, is this what we need to do? Because a lot of the times the kids don't know, like the lotion, the first time the kid puts the lotion everywhere, they're like, oh, feels nice. Okay, well, we've already put it here. Let's just continue the rest of the body. But they don't understand, okay, that might not be the best place to use lotion and that much lotion. So let's instead have a time where we do lotion together and let's do a small amount. And let's start with the hand. And I said it's more effective, right, when you do it. So it's more teaching them rather than just using spanking or timeouts as a punishment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, we always struggle with, there's zero punishment in our household.
Yes.
And I know there shouldn't be punishment, but we're kind of like, how do we reinforce the messaging to our kids so that they don't continue to do that behavior?
Yes. And so I always say tone and like, is there a change in the tone?
Okay.
Right? And so sometimes when I'm working with kids who I've just come to see, they don't know who I am and I'm a different person. It's like they've done something and they know I'm serious because I go from having fun and then my tone really changes, but I'm still calm and in control.
Okay.
Right? And so it's like you're calm and in control. It's like, I've asked you to get out of the room because you're causing disturbances. I would like you to leave now, please. Very clear.
Okay.
They've come back and it says, you have not respected what I've said. I'd like you to go. And then I stop engaging.
Okay.
So then the next time it happens, you just turn them away. There's no talking. If not, it becomes a back and forth. And so when it comes to kids, they want the back and forth because then it's like, oh, this is fun. They get a high off of it.
Yes.
Right? And then it becomes a power struggle. So I always say parents need to own in and you need to stop the struggle because you're in control. The kid's not in control. So you have to allow them to know, this is what I've said. This is either the consequence, and there could be consequence. I always say every child has something that will make them stop. So find what that little thing is. And when you have that wrapped around them, they'll always listen. And it's different for everyone. Whether you can say, if you do that this weekend, we will not be able to go on that play date you've been asking for. Okay. Because you're showing me you can't behave at home. How am I going to trust you at Billy's house?
I think that I've always heard that what you want, if you are threatening to take something away, it needs to be connected.
Yes.
And so I think that's where I've always struggled, finding the connected piece.
Exactly. And I always say, because usually it's we're going to talk behavioral, right? Yes. So if they're misbehaving or if they're doing things, that's the connection, right? Okay. How are we going to be able to go and do this if we can't do these behaviors at home? Okay. So, or we still need to practice this because I'm noticing that we're having trouble A, B, C. Okay. So now we are not going to be able to do this until we're ready. And it switches them. And the first time you tell them, it's like, whoa. Like I remember the first time my dad told me I behave like that, I can't go to amusement park. Mm-hmm. Not only I chose the behavior, my dad really wanted to go. My brother wanted to go, but my dad had to follow through.
I know. And then he's like, that sucks. I wish I didn't choose that one because now I have to deal with not going. And I really wanted to.
That's it. The money's gone. Everything's gone. But guess what? I never did it again. It affected me to this day that I'm like, wow, that was a major consequence. Yeah. So I think it's just finding whatever it is what is your child's thing? Okay. And use that. But like you said, connect it back. Okay. Because if it's like, you did this, I'm taking away TV. Yeah. It's like, okay, why? So I noticed that you're really heightened right now. You're not able to settle. I can't let you watch TV because it's going to set you off because TV is very stimulating. Okay. Right?
So communicate the connection.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, and that's important for them. Oh, mommy, I want TV. Daddy, I want TV. Do you remember why we're not watching TV? And allow them to tell you. Because then they're actively participating in why they weren't able to do it. Okay. So always go back to them. Do you remember why you're not going to Parker's today? Oh, I really wanted to go to Parker's. Do you remember why you're not going to Parker's?
And make sure you follow through on that item, like you were saying.
Yes, and I always say it's a joke because it's more of a punishment for us as adults. It's not real. Yeah. It's a punishment.
It is. That's right. So I have to make sure that, am I willing to actually follow through on this or take it away if it's something that I want to do as well?
Exactly. And that's a funny one because a lot of the times they take away the iPad. Mm-hmm. And they're like, holy, how am I going to entertain these kids all day? I just removed whatever they use for 4 or 5 hours of the day. So now it feels like, right? Because now a lot of children don't know how to play independently. Mm-hmm. So you've removed the iPad, you've removed the TV. Okay, now you're going to be full on parenting. Right? Because now all of the things that they kept them quiet is now gone. So you're going to hear more fighting. You're going to hear more power struggles the first few days. It takes time. Okay. And so I always say, remember, if that's what you chose, you're going to feel it actually more than them because kids bounce back pretty quick.
Yes. We will feel it big time.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back then to kids playing on their own.
Yes.
Am I wrong in thinking it's similar to the quiet time and that you're building it up? Or like, how would you go about teaching kids to play on their own?
Yes, so that goes back to the quiet time. You have to start something small, right? If a child has never played on their own and now you'd say, go to the playroom, they're not going to know what to do. They could literally stand in the middle of the playroom with all the toys in the world that they wanted, but they don't know what to do because now in this society, it's a very parent, adult run play. It's like, okay, let's do this. Yes. We are telling them what to do, right? Where when we were kids, you just give us toys and we start playing, right? And so it is a very adult run society. And so we're just trying to switch the flip. So it's okay to kind of go in there and start off with them. Sit down. Hey, what are we going to get? Or you even just start playing and they'll kind of join in. Okay. Oh, I'm going to go build a tower. And so it's a lot of role playing. And then the idea of the board jar is if you bring in a jar, like then they can just go and grab ideas, right? Hey, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. At least there's something. And if they're younger, you can make pictures on it. So they're not words. So it's a visual. There can be Lego. There can be a fort, right? And so make it a picture instead of words. Okay. And so they can grab, I don't know what to do. Oh, remember the jar we made? They'll grab it and it will give them ideas. And that usually will keep them busy, but it takes time. I say start small, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, be there with them and then slowly pull back.
Okay. Yeah, my daughter, she was really great about coming up with the ideas for the board jar.
Yes.
Yeah, we could do this, X, Y, and Z. Let's put this in.
Yes.
And then she came up to me same day, I'm bored. And I said, well, that's great. We have this board jar.
Yes.
Go find it, like pick something out of it.
Yes.
And she was like, oh, I don't want to. And I was like, okay, this is skill building.
Yes.
We need to work on it.
And then you noticed in that moment, like, okay, this is a skill that she needs to learn.
Yes.
Right? Because it's like, we've given her the tools, she has it. And then it's like, okay, now what do we do? Mm-hmm. Right? And she will look you in the face and be like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's more just like getting them, and like sometimes a jar, sometimes even verbally, right? You have to see what works for each child.
Okay.
But I think the number one thing is allowing them to say, okay, I can see you are not interested in that. I'm going to allow you to go find something. So you don't always want to give them the answers.
Okay.
Right? At the beginning, for the first few times, yes, but I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm going to read my book right now.
Okay.
And then I'm reading my book. My timer's on for 20 minutes.
Oh,
depending on the age. If they're 6 or 7, please respect my space. I would like to read my book for 20 minutes.
Ooh, okay.
Because then you're putting a boundary.
Yeah.
Please respect, I would like to read.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear what you decide to do.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
And it's crazy. And they come up with it because now it's like, oh gosh. Right? And it's like, please respect mommy.
Okay.
The next time you knock, and you're allowed to let them know, like, I put the boundary and I really want to read. I'm so excited. And maybe even share. Like, some of the kids actually want to hear what you're reading.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what I read in the book. And then they get excited, but I'm like, but can you just give me 20 minutes?
Okay.
Right? And then I will come and see what you're doing. And then you connect.
I'm sure it helps when you have that timer, and then they can, even if it's a visual timer as well, then they can see how many minutes are left.
Yes. And they like that. The thing is as they get older, we have to hold them accountable to show, like, I need my space. Here's the timer. Please don't interrupt. And like you said, then they can see it. And then it's kind of, 5 more minutes. And they do start to get like a little excited.
Okay.
And then I get right at the timer, they're there, they're knocking. And it's like, oh my gosh, right? Because they want it's more of like an excitement.
Yes. And you're like, okay, my 20 minutes are up.
It's done. And the whole time.
It's the fastest 20 minutes.
The fastest 20 minutes. And it's a lot of back and forth. But when you see it happens, they need to build the skill that I'm safe, I can do this.
Okay. And can you explain why it is so important for kids to be able to play on their own?
Yeah, for me, it's important. Number one, parents need their space.
Okay.
And they need their time, right? Mm-hmm. But then it goes to, as these kids get older, it's like to constantly be entertained. It's not reality.
Okay.
Right? And now because of the phones and because of Instagram and TikTok, so quick, things are coming quickly. Text messages, right? It's like we reply and we're just expecting all this information to come at once. And so teaching children to be able to just be calm and be safe in their space is when things get created, right? And I always say boredom is the key to an imagination, right? That's where inventions happen. That's where ideas come. Mm-hmm. So if you never allow your kids to be quiet in their space, and we are always telling them what to do and telling them how to play, we're not allowing them to develop. We are telling them what to do, right? And so we're actually stunting that. And when parents actually start allowing their kids to play, they're shocked because the things they start to build, the things they start to discover, the things they start to do is just, they would have never done that because it's always so like, we are going to do this together. We are going to do that together. So their brains are, oh, how should I draw this? If you notice, kids are always asking, how should I do this? Mm-hmm. How should I do that? Rather than allowing them to just develop. And then they also find out more about themselves. But the number one thing is I think parents need their quiet time too.
Yes.
And I think we underestimate the importance of just being still. 12 to 14 hours, like if your kid's up at 5 a.m, and you're having them on the go till 7, that's a long day for anybody.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
Including the kid. Okay. So they also need to shut off, and you'll notice less tantrums because they're not constantly stimulated. Their brain's actually having time to just turn off and to just be quiet.
Okay. And so this is quiet time for all ages.
Yes. All ages, 10 years old, 9 years old, 8 years old. You want to read a book. You want to draw. Do you want to paint? Mm-hmm. Whatever it is. But the house, and I always say every house that I work in, we all have quiet time for 1 to 2 hours. Ooh. And everyone knows when they come in, the house is, I remember there was a chef working at my one house and he's like, oh my, because before it was chaotic. It was always go, 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 go.
Yeah.
He's like, it's crazy at 1 o'clock. It's silent. It's quiet. He's like, it's so beautiful. And it's just because everyone's just in their space. I always call it in their zone of genius.
Wow. Because
the things that can happen when it's just quiet is just, it's beautiful. And sometimes the kids even fall asleep because you're giving them that time. It's like we as adults take naps, right? And so it's why if they're out in the sun all day, why at 1 o'clock can they not have a 45-minute cat nap, right? Okay. And so you're giving their body to actually quiet down and allowing them, if they need the rest, they'll fall asleep. And so some will fall asleep. I always say don't let them sleep longer than an hour or else you're going to be having them up till 11 o'clock at night. But if they need a little cat nap, that's okay too.
Wow. That's a great habit for families to implement.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to start that one.
Yes. Check.
Now, does it matter the amount of toys we have available to them so that they can play on their own or have this quiet time?
I always say yes and no. I'm a minimalist. I don't believe kids need a whole ton of toys because it becomes very overwhelming. It's like they walk in and they're like, they don't even know what to take.
Okay.
So I believe in rotating. So I believe open space and rotating the toys.
Okay.
And I find when you rotate the toys, they actually play with them more and it's more exciting. So it kind of feels like, oh, I haven't seen this in a while. And then it pops out and then it keeps them more engaged. Because if they see it every day, it's there. Even if they don't play with it, it's there. Where if you remove it, and even sometimes with birthday gifts, I put it away and then slowly bring them out and put them on the shelf.
Okay.
And so they feel like it's new and exciting. Rather than imagine opening 20 gifts at a time, play. What about you bring 3 toys out?
Okay.
5 toys out. And so I do find that helps when they are not overwhelmed because more choices is harder for children.
Yes.
Right? They're like, I don't know what I want.
I know. Like when you go to the ice cream store and there are 40 options.
That's it.
I get so frustrated. I wish the ice cream shops had 10 options max.
How much easier would that be?
Yes.
And then you're sampling, you're like, oh, I like, and then you end up going to the original one you wanted, but it's a lot. And so children are the same.
Yes.
When they have so many options in front of them, it's like, what do I play with? And they become overwhelmed. If they had 5, it's like, here you go in the playroom, and then they'll find something much easier because they're not overwhelmed.
Okay. So as you're bringing these items out, are you also taking some items from the shelf and putting them elsewhere where they're, behind a cupboard or they're not seen?
Yes. So I always say kids always have a favorite toy.
Okay.
There's always a favorite toy. I always keep that out and you'll learn what they play with often.
Okay.
But if you notice, they haven't touched that one in a while or it's just been sitting there because you're also active in their play. You're going to see what they're playing with, what they've put away. And so if you notice it's just been sitting there, remove that, put a new toy, but always take away. You don't just leave it there and then it's like, it's more exciting and less choice. If you just keep adding to it, it's like, too much. So it goes to the thing of having too much. And when there's too much, they don't know what to choose.
Okay.
Yes.
You have me reevaluating our playroom at our house.
You're going to be reorganizing.
And all the toys that are in there.
Yeah.
And maybe we could put some away.
Totally. And then you're going to see, and then they can also see.
Okay.
I always say when there's so much, it's like they don't know what to play with. And so when I start working with a client, that's always the first thing. I go to the kid's space.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I reorganize all of it. And then they're like, wow, I never saw this. Or, oh my gosh, I forgot about this. And they get excited. And then it's like, okay, let's choose your 5 favorites. We're going to put some of this away. But they get excited because a lot of it's covered or it's hard to access. And so you'll see they become more active in their play space when you start removing and taking away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, like for myself, and I imagine many other parents for birthdays, it can be very overwhelming bringing all those toys or even, like other holidays where gifts are given. It can be very overwhelming bringing all of those toys into the household.
Yes.
And so this is a really great strategy so that you aren't overwhelming the space.
That's it. And I always say kids always have a few things they want to open. Like if you leave it up to the kids, they want it all. Mm-hmm. So I always let them know, choose 1 or 2 toys.
Okay.
What do you want to choose first? We're going to put those away for another time. And letting them know as well.
Okay.
And then in that, it kind of goes, okay, I noticed we haven't used these toys in a while. Do we want to donate it? Maybe there's other kids who want to play with it. And having them actively participate in cleaning the toy room out.
Okay.
And say, let's give some of these away because now these toys, to make space for the new toys coming in. And then out of sight, out of mind. The kids will remember the Christmas toys for a few days. Don't open them, put the other ones away, and slowly bring it back in.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to help me.
Yes.
Shantelle, for families who want to learn about your support,
yes.
Firstly, can you explain the support that you provide and then how people can find you?
Yes, of course. So for my support, I offer 12-hour days or 24-hour support. I would say more the baby support. So a lot of clients hire me when they find out they're having a baby. Okay. And I basically move in with them and do 24 hours. And so that is parents who sleep is a priority. They want their baby to be sleeping by 3 months. So they have me there to help support mom in postpartum recovery. That's the sleep side of things. And then there's the overnight support. And that's for parents who are really struggling with getting their baby to sleep, usually around 6 to 9 months old. Baby's getting up many times a night. They're at their wits' end. They've tried everything and they just need support. And so that's either online or I offer in person as well.
Okay.
The behavioral side is a little bit different. It's usually a weekend intensive. And so they basically jump on a call with me. We talk about the behavior issues. And then I actually go into the home, observe what's going on, and then come up with a plan for the whole family unit. And I would say, that's it. And where to find me is at Blissful Babies by Shantelle. And I have a 15-minute free consultation.
Thanks so much for joining. This has been an amazing conversation, Shantelle.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Thank you so much for listening to the Intentional Household podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Join us on Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest at Intentional Household, where we're sharing even more tips, tools, and resources to help your home run with more ease, intention, and joy. Until next time, here's to creating a household that supports the life you want to live.